Hello there, Scorpio. Welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot. My name is Ariel, and this is your reading for the full moon in Taurus that comes with that powerful lunar eclipse for 2021's month of November. I hope you guys are doing great. It is wonderful as always to see you and welcome you to the channel. Scorpio, this is going to be a powerful full moon for you because Taurus is the opposite sign to your sign. So it's going to highlight and enhance your universal relationship house, the 7th house of your chart, and it's going to bring a lot of revelations, depth, and manifestations to your personal relationships. That is really it in a nutshell. So Scorpio as well, this comes with a lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse energies are usually the breath out, right? So there's usually something to do with some kind of release, some forgiveness, some kind of, transfer of energy, some kind of surrender. So that is coming through for you as well. We're going to be doing a couple of different card decks for you. If you have seen my full moon readings before, you know exactly how these work. I will be, if I can get my dragon to sit up properly here, I will be using the Moonology deck, the Queen of the Moon Oracle, and 2 tarot decks to get your messages, past, present, and future. Keep in mind the full moon energies last from full moon to full moon, so you will feel these until next month's time. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, and ancestors, please show us what you have for our beautiful Scorpios for the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus of November 2021. Thank you so much. Wow, Scorpio, look at what is coming up for you. Oh my goodness, immediate past. Look at that. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio, there it is. So that is your own energy, and that is what you've been processing over this last 30-day cycle since the last full moon in Aries. I would say that a lot of my Scorpios have already been in that energy of release and surrender. You've been letting go of a lot of old habits or a lot of old wounds from the past. Let's get a clarifier for this card. Look at that. Oh my goodness, Scorpio. The keyword of surrender in that Queen of the Moon deck, augmenting the energy of the Scorpio full moon for you. So, wow. I would also say that this cycle could, for many of you, have a major impact, not just short term over the next month's time, but also until the next 6 months' time, because when that full moon gets to Scorpio, that's going to be 6 months from now, and that is going to bring about kind of a completion of the cycle, right? Right now we're Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Taurus. In 6 months we will be Sun in Taurus, full moon in Scorpio. So this is going to be very powerful. You guys have really been releasing. Oh my goodness, you've been doing so much work. I am proud of you, and it really is about surrender, letting go of issues of control or trying to make things turn out just the way you want them. Instead, Scorpio, I feel like a lot of you have really been ascending to a higher level, and you've said, whatever is meant to be will be. I'm going to release this to the universe. I'm going to let the divine take over and see what happens. And that's when the magic really comes in, because look at this, the present energy of this full moon in Taurus. The card coming in for that is a full moon in Capricorn card. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So absolutely, you have been going through a lot. You have been doing a lot of work, and there's been huge transformations of the soul, of the psyche, of your physical manifestation. And this is a great card to come in. Capricorn is also an earth sign, just like Taurus. And so I feel like it gives a lot of support and reassurance that a lot of the hard work you've been doing, a lot of the effort you've been putting in is going to pay off. It's going to have manifest results, and you're going to start getting a lot of better breaks ahead. Let's get a clarifier for that. Yes, because you are on the right path, Scorpio. You are on the right path. You're going to the next level. You're ascending higher and stepping through a new portal. And it means a lot of the things that were so hard, the adversity you faced, the difficult times you went through, it all had a purpose, even if it was very painful, even if it really made you feel like everything was being torn to the ground, burned down to the ground. You are the sign of the phoenix rising from the ashes, Scorpio, and that's very much what I feel. For some of you, it may have been very dramatic. For others of you, it may have been more subtle. But you certainly felt it on a deep level, even if other people couldn't see it. Even if they were like, oh, Scorpio's doing just fine. And you're like, you have no idea what I'm going through inside. You have definitely been walking your path. Notice also the number 8 on that path card, guys. You are the 8th sign of the zodiac. Look at what was the number on the surrender card. 2, 6, 26. 2 and 6 add up to an 8. Beautiful synchronicities here. Going into the immediate future, look at that, a time for healing, the balsamic moon. What it feels like is the storm, the stress, the intensity, the transformations, all the growth you've been doing. A lot of it's very positive. So much of it's very powerful. But yes, you're going to need a little downtime over the next 28 to 30 days as this full moon, goes through its next cycle. I would say, Scorpio, make sure, even if you're very busy, still give yourself time for emotional and physical healing. It's very, very important right now. Yes, because you've gone through a lot of extremes. You've gone through a lot of challenge. And that, the hot moon, that's the full moon of June, also considered the strawberry moon. And so some of the really biggest difficulties some of you may have faced were, heating up in that month of June. And you might have felt like since then it's been very hard for you to get some downtime. But now it's time. Now it's time for you to rest from all those extremes. And Scorpio, I will also point out you are a sign of passionate extremes. Very black and white, very polarizing sometimes in your view, in your vision. And so it's important for you to try to balance those extremes. Try to find the middle path instead of going too hard to one way, one end or another, right? Instead of it being a tug of war, try to find that middle, try to find that center. Let's get some tarot on this and deepen your messages. Ooh. Wow. Scorpio, oh my goodness. So in the immediate past, look at what we've got. 10 of Wands, end of burdensome cycles. This is on top of that surrender, the release, the letting go of negativity. And this is a completion of a very challenging, burdensome cycle. In the immediate present energy, look at this, another 10 of Swords. So this is coming up and saying this is the end of a very painful process as well as a burdensome process. Not only was this heavy, it was also very draining intellectually. A lot of worries, anxieties, processing of old wounds or betrayals. But the 10s are the completion of the cycle, the end of the cycle. So this is very good news indeed. And look at what's on top. In the future position is the Tower card, Mars energy, which is a complementary historical planet for you. Mars was Scorpio's traditional ruler, so it is a very powerful card for you. It is about action. It is about release. It's about letting things go. And this may be part of what you're going through on top of that surrender, on top of those extremes. It's time to release that. It's time to get more rest and to be kinder and gentler with yourself, because the Tower is all about changing the whole foundation. Spirit reaching in and intervening and saying, yeah, that rickety old tower, that old structure, those old routines, those old cycles, they need to go so that something better and newer can be reborn. Let's get some clarifiers on these cards. Wow. Yes, Scorpio. immediate past. On top of the 10 of Wands, we have the Hermit. So absolutely, you have been in a past cycle of doing a lot of inner healing, a lot of searching. Even this energy of that surrender card, look how similar that feels. There, it looks just like the Hermit, following the light, doing that inner work. So I do feel you've come from a place of a lot of healing, a lot of inner growth, and definitely reworking your routines. The 10 of Swords is clarified by the Fool card. So here we go with the leap of faith. Taking, you know, like I said, it's like you're really trusting in spirit instead of on your own abilities, which are considerable, Scorpio. You are a very powerful sign, the most powerful sign of the zodiac, but you also can't do everything on your own. You do need help, and it's fine to allow that to come in. And I feel like with this Fool card, you're taking that leap of faith, not only leaping away from these painful old cycles that are coming to a completion, but also towards things that feel so much more free, so much more happy. On that aspect of the Tower, look at this. Look at that 3 of Swords. I feel like what this says to me is that what's coming apart, what's being dismantled, what's being, you know, knocked down by spirit is those old heartaches, those old wounds, maybe even that expectation that you're just going to get hurt again. So this is why you don't, you know, try to get into relationships, or this is why you don't try to talk to people. But it's saying that old cycle is coming to an end. No more heartaches. No more worries about those heartaches. You do have some big decisions to make here, Scorpio. We have 2 of Swords on the bottom and King of Pentacles on the bottom. So these are a very earthy energy. You've got some decisions to make about money, about finances, about the balance between your 2 sides. I know a lot of my Scorpios do work very hard. You're very ambitious people. So you've got to make a choice. How much time you spend on your job, at work, dealing with the, you know, more heavy, intense elements of life, versus how much time you spend with loved ones, with family, with having fun. So let's get into a affirmation for you from our magical spell cards. And here we go, Scorpio. Number 19, the Inspiration card. Isis, goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. I did a collective reading, Scorpio, that was for everybody for the evening of the full moon here. And one of the first card that came out actually was from another oracle deck, and the keyword was inspiration. And it feels like for a lot of you, if you kind of feel like your ideas or your inspiration has run dry, this is a return of your inspiration. Your spark of creativity is being reignited with this full moon in Taurus. This is very powerful for your personal relationships and all one-on-one connections. Very powerful for you guys. So Scorpio, I hope you have an absolutely beautiful full moon, and I will be seeing you again soon. Take care.